Dan, what do you think?
I think it's great.
So we're here with my recently acquired Integra Type R, and I am not a YouTuber. I'll probably make some clickbait, but I feel compelled to document this car. I'm not going to keep it this way, but I want to make this video because I appreciate the effort that went into this build. If I turn the clock back 20 years and I was in Japan, maybe if I was into Fast and Furious, I probably would do a build like this. And I got this car, I rolled the dice. I was skeptical, like, well, why is it blue? Why does it have this body kit? I'm a little leery. The good news is that the things that I don't like about it are easily reversible. Additionally, Dan, who is an expert in all Honda, has certainly reviewed the car. And you know, what are your opinions? Before we get into the details of the car, what's your overall assessment of the car?
I think when you look at it, it's kind of scary looking at first, but then you realize you hit the jackpot, and it's like you just keep finding parts that are better and better, like things, you know, the little treats all around this car. Yeah, it's a good foundation for building anything. It's, you know,
It was a score, and I know a lot of people. I'll be up front. This car was on Beforward. Can you imagine this is a Beforward car? And not only am I going to say that it was on Beforward, what I'm also going to say is this car was $8,000 FOB. Yes, I said it. $8,000 FOB. Why so cheap? I don't know. It's an interesting color. It's an interesting body kit. If you look at the interior, they overpainted all the carbon fiber bits in red. And, you know, it's not for me to judge somebody else's taste, but to me, the appealing parts of it being an Integra Type R were sort of painted over, and it's, fortunately it wasn't prepped well. I think I'm going to be able to peel all the paint off. I've already sourced everything I need to update the interior, but let's start with the outside. So with the help of Dan, we were able to discover what's going on here. So Dan, we discovered.
I don't remember the body kit. You probably remember the body kit.
So we've got
Sticky Dill Joe, Joey.
So Joe, oh, thanks Joe, appreciate you. So Weber side skirts, Weber rear bumper, TF Racing front bumper. Name escapes me on the hood right now. Actually, I'm gonna look up the hood. I'll edit out this awkward pause. Shift Sports Aero hood.
Ganadors.
Ganadors.
OEM visors.
Thank you.
OEM Honda visors.
Raised three-piece, 17-inch. So this was a
APC taillights, definitely. Those are APT.
yeah, not my style, but I still appreciate whoever this was, and there's probably a small chance they're going to see this video.
That'd be cool.
In the small chance they do, just to let them know that I appreciate them for what they did. I know there's this saying, appreciate all builds. Maybe they have a line that they'll draw when it comes to builds, but again, it's not my style, but I really appreciate the effort that they went to put this build together. And I'm sure he loved this car, or she loved this car when they built it. But anyways, that's the outside kit. The plan is to restore it externally to stock. So back to championship white, stock front and rear bumpers. The skirts will come off. The factory skirts are underneath those. I may or may not keep that hood or paint that hood and a factory hood and have the option of running either one. So the plan will be completely stock exterior, original DC2 wheels. We're going to do some brake upgrades, and then it came, right now it's on stock suspension just to get on the boat because it was too low. It came with some Apexis in the trunk. I probably won't put them on. I think I'm just going to go with a set of spoons, and here we go. I'm going to open up the spoon catalog, and
I brought a spoon catalog for him today just so he could browse in there and see what he likes.
I'll never be able to keep up with you, but I do. There are some definite spoon things I want to do. I want to do the spoon coilovers. I also want to do the rigid collar. I want to make it a great street car, and maybe once or twice on the track, not by me, but the guy behind the camera, Big C Chris. We'll get him out on the track just to see what it's like. Experience at VTEC.
It felt good. I just took it for a ride with him, and it feels awesome. Really, really good. Other than the rotors being warped.
Yeah.
I mean, it pulls nice. I asked him if you guys did a compression test already, because Feels super healthy.
I will when I
Plug
do.
feels nice.
I will
Everything
when I do
feels
the
nice.
plugs. Yeah, I'll do a compression test when I do the plugs, just to,
Yep.
for sanity. But
Yep.
it fired right up. Oh, so by the way, when I picked it up at the port, coincidentally, Dan had a vehicle on the same ship. Dan has a NSX, a second NSX. So there's probably only like 3 people that are going to see this video, but all 3 of you, if you're not already following All Motor Dan, go follow him on Instagram and follow his NSX.
Will you put a link below?
Link in the description below. Let's talk about the interior.
Yeah.
A little more detail.
Yeah.
The seats are awesome.
The seats are fantastic. I'm really happy with the condition of the seats, front and rear. These are not the original mats. Obviously not a big deal. As I said earlier, they took all the carbon fiber parts, like the switch surrounds, the climate surround, the radio surround, the ashtray, the shifter bezel. All that was decorated in it wasn't true carbon fiber. It was like I guess I'll call it an overlabel is maybe the way I'd describe it. But they painted over that. They painted over the Type R fabric. The good news is I've sourced every single thing I need to restore the interior back to its original look, including fabric inserts with the door panel. So as soon as this video is done, that's the first order of attack. When I'm inside the car, I don't have to see the outside. So when I'm inside, I want it to look the way I'd like it to look. One additional bonus too, I didn't know if I had mentioned this to you, Dan, was
Oh, I saw it.
yeah, I hadn't gone through the glove box, so there's a bonus factory shift knob. At least I think it's a legit one. At least I hope it's a legit one. I'm going to be replacing that. I have a new boot for it. It already has the armrest Elite style. So it'll be completely back to stock. I don't know yet my final decision on the wheel. I've got a Momo. I'm just going to throw in it temporarily. I don't particularly. That ATC is a little beat up. I don't particularly care for the flat bottom, so I'll just put something in it until I make a final decision on the wheel. But the interior will be, in a weekend it'll be back to original looking with not much effort.
And I think that's what most people saw when they were on Beforward. Or if anyone ever looked at this car, they probably were scared of the inside real quick.
Scared of
They saw it
everything.
like, it's done, it's ruined, but realistically everything's pretty easy to find, and a lot of the things are interchangeable with the U.S. market stuff. So it's I think it was a great pickup.
Yeah.
I think you did well with this one.
Roll the dice. I was a few people that I talked to that I knew were looking at this car. I didn't know at the time, but they also sort of thought about taking a gamble and buying it. And I think for any of us, of course, there's auction sheets. You can send an inspection. You send it to inspect it. I know, but even still, you don't always know the full extent of a car. When I looked at the exterior, did they change the paint because was the thing rolled over? Whatever happened, who knows?
Yeah.
It just this was somebody's passion build. It's what they were into, and again, I'm not going to judge them or hate on them for what they did. I appreciate the effort that they made. It just won't be for me. But the great news is that it's easily reversible.
Absolutely.
We've already sourced.
You have a
hood
wing already?
I have the wing.
Yeah.
I already sourced the front bumper with a lip. I already have a rear bumper. The only 2 pieces I do not have yet are the cluster surround, which is obviously super easy, and I don't have a set of mirrors. I don't plan on keeping the Gana doors. It's actually the first set of Gana doors I ever had, and they're terrible to look out of.
Tommy Effia would be proud of you right now. Tommy would be very proud of you.
They're terrible to look out of. You can't see anything. They're so tiny. It's not for me. I mean, I don't hate them. Terrible is the wrong word.
One lucky person will be able to buy them from me one day, I guess.
Somebody will get their hands on these, and that somebody knows who they are if they see it.
That somebody is Dan.
Can we pop the hood?
Yeah, let's pop
Let's
it.
pop the hood. There's some grease on that.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, and it needs. So, in the background, you can see there's a handful of Japanese cars here. Every Japanese car that comes in, the wiper blades are roached.
Just have them powder coated.
All of them. It's wild that they all come in that way. Those were backyard restored with a scuff pad and trim black, but they all come in this way. So, under the hood, no, I'm certainly not a body guy, but, no signs that the radiator support's been changed. Fortunately, the tubs and the Firewall is still factory color. We've got, I believe this is a top fuel intake, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like top
I think
fuel.
it's top fuel. Oh, Mugen cap. Very.
Mugen or Fugen?
It's, well, hey, considering where this came from, I would guess it's Mugen.
Could be right.
But we probably got to change this out for spoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw those things in Alibaba.
And a spoon. Oil. Dan was kind enough to gift me a spoon oil cap, which will be going on here after I do the timing service, freshen up the valve cover. Or should I splurge and buy a fresh valve
I would buy a
cover?
brand new one.
Yeah, splurge.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't have fish hooks.
Stephen H.
D-
Motors
yeah,
will take
d-
care of you. Just
Don't have fish hooks in
No,
my
no,
pockets.
no,
Don't
no.
have T-Rex arms. Just
No.
reach for a valve cover.
yes.
It's worth it.
Spend the money.
It's worth it.
Yes. Everything looks good in here. Everything looks good.
It's just a little dirty and a
Yeah,
little dated.
absolutely.
But,
I think the only
you've had
thing,
a chance to drive it.
it was awesome.
It's
Drove great.
mechanically great.
Even with the blown strut, it feels great. It just,
And just funny that, if you're an average guy like me, usually you like a car that has a good body because if it needs mechanical work, you can do it yourself in your garage. This is a car that, other than maintenance, it doesn't need any mechanical work, and it's.
did you see what this is? This maintenance?
I did not.
So that'd be cool to Google Translate and see what that translates over to. But there's been some maintenance done on it. Recorded maintenance there.
Yeah.
So
I will have to do that.
yeah.
Yeah. So when it arrived, after I got home, we torqued the wheels, checked the air pressure, did a quick oil change in it, checked the antifreeze, and took it for first drive. And this is my first VTEC car, and I sort of get it now. Like I didn't get it, and this is a great little ripper. Is maybe the way I describe it.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's very different than. So I have a GTR. It's very different than the GTR. It's a much different driving experience.
Definitely.
But I like this car a lot.
I think you're gonna love the car.
I like it so much. This car is 100% a keeper.
This gives me hope on the headlights too.
Yeah.
Look at how nice the headlights look underneath
So-
the eyelids.
Yeah, so
the
actually,
eyelids
I'm
got
gonna
ripped off for
yeah.
inspection, right?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
correct.
It gives me hope. Look at how nice they were.
A little clear under there.
Yeah.
Yes. So this car is fully insured, registered, inspected in the state of Mass. And I know different states have different rules, but in Mass, you can't have tint darker than 30%. This car had really bad tint. I had to pull a tint, and I had to pull these eyebrows off to pass inspection. I guess, unfortunately, I did break them. Although I would not keep them on the car, they would have been cool pieces, but I just couldn't get them off. But to your point, the great news is that hopefully the rest of the lens will come out as nice as this part of the lens, and I'll be able
I
to save
definitely
those.
think they're gonna come out really nice.
Yeah, hopefully those. Yep.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited too. It's turned out to be beyond my expectation in terms of the condition of the car, and with some cosmetic updates and some I'll call it functional restoration. Going through the maintenance stuff and brake upgrade. I think it's gonna be a great little ripper, and I'm happy to add it to the collection.
I was hoping we were gonna rip into this thing today.
It's not too late.
Let's go. Are you ready? Now that we've documented all, I can bring the interior parts out. Let's go. I got all the interior stuff sitting in a tote, ready to go.
Build Series Part 1.
I couldn't do this video without Dan. He was part of the.
He waited for me on
Yeah,
this
he was.
one. Yeah.
He was part of the encouragement to buy it. He was there the day I picked it up, so I wanted to do the video with him and get his input and perspective on the car. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, we're going to have our parked side by side.
Yes, definitely. It's gonna be a good build.
All right. Well, thanks, Dan. Thanks, Chris, for filming. Thanks to whoever is going to tune in and watch. And stay tuned. I might actually do a few more videos documenting the transformation from this 2000-ish time capsule back to original spec. Don't forget, like, comment, smash the subscribe button with your elbow.
Should he keep the body kit on and paint it champ white, or put the stock bumpers back on? That's the question. Put the comments down below.
Yeah, what should I do? Keep the Ganadors.
Keep the Ganador.
Thanks for tuning in.